Hey, what's up, guys? Another PFF 3-round mock draft for you guys today. Now, rounding out the NFC East with the Philadelphia Eagles, who have really bounced back from what was kind of a letdown year last year. Now they are, once again, one of the top Super Bowl contenders in 2024. So we're doing a full 3-round mock draft. Not a lot of needs for the Eagles. It's going to be interesting to see how we kind of attack this NFL draft for the Eagles. Pull up the PFF Mock Draft Simulator right now with Philadelphia picking number 29 overall because, of course, they've been one of the best teams in the NFL this year. See how the board shakes out for us, Dalton, here. Of course, if you want to use the PFF Mock Draft Simulator, you can for the Eagles, for your team, for your rival, for all 32 NFL teams, full 7 rounds if you want as well with a PFF Plus subscription. Make sure you guys sign up today. Draft a full 7 rounds, over 300 players in our database right now in the NFL draft. Can trade players, can trade picks. You can do it all with the PFF Mock Draft Simulator today. All right, so I have the mock draft off with the Philadelphia Eagles here at 29 overall. Before we started recording, Dalton, you looked at me and said, oh, I've got a player in mind here for the Eagles. Is that player still available for you right now, or is there someone else you will look at?
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about a first-round player, actually. We might see it. We might see it in round 2.
So can I throw – I know we did this before. Can we do James Pierce Jr.? I think that fits really well with that defense, right?
I think that's reasonable. I mean, look, if Howie Roseman sees a talent like James Pierce Jr. fall all the way to 31, he's probably going to go with it. I completely understand that. I think you talk about a guy, especially I think a theme too with him playing better in run defense this year at Tennessee. I know we've seen elite pass rush production for 2 years now at Tennessee, but he's gotten better in run defense this year. And earlier in the year, run defense up front was a little bit of an issue for Philly. I mean, I know there's not a whole lot of major flaws with them, but that was a little bit of an issue. I think a talent like James Pierce, adding it to a front like this, it almost feels unfair at this point, doesn't it? Even though they already have Josh Sweat, you have Bryce Huff, you have Nolan Smith, you have so many talented guys, but Howie Roseman's proven he will draft talent and he'll make it fit wherever he needs to.
Imagine it, and if Nolan Smith can develop into the guy you draft him to be when you draft him in the first round, late in the first round like he did with James Pierce Jr. here, but just two freaks. I mean, Nolan Smith ran around a 4.4 in the NFL combine. I think James Pierce Jr. can run a 4.4 in the NFL Combine. Just two absolute freaks along the edge, alongside Josh Sweat and Bryce Huff.
And Jalen Carter on the inside.
And Jalen Carter.
Jordan Davis.
Yeah,
and just
disgusting
just
defensive line.
SEC defensive line that just nobody can block in Philadelphia either. So I could go for that. James Pierce Jr., just a monster.
And Brandon Graham most likely retiring after this year. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that would be a really fun pick for Philadelphia. So, roll with James Pierce Jr., the edge defender from Tennessee, with our pick here at number 29 overall. All right, next pick we got here is late in the second round. Do we have the same player?
What's ooh?
Chris Paul Jr.?
No. Can we scroll down some? I need to see if my guy is available. I don't remember where he's at on the board.
I know Chris Paul Jr.
They're actually, honestly, at linebacker, they're good.
Oh, Zach Bond's having a
They're
great
good
year.
With Bond and Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, that's right.
All of a sudden, I don't need a linebacker. Where is he? No, I think he's gone. I think he might be gone. I don't remember where he is.
Who did you want?
I wanted Xavier Restrepo. The Eagles need a slot receiver.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing missing is a slot receiver, a third guy to just help them out. See if Restrepo. No, he's not there. He's not there. He got taken by somebody. He got taken 3 spots before because Green Bay is greedy. How dare you, Green Bay Packers? Can't have this. All right, I really wanted Xavier Restrepo. All right, I'll take other suggestions now.
What is Zach Bond's contract situation?
It might be a 1-year deal, but I have to think they have to re-sign him because him and Dean have been spectacular. I would not draft a linebacker early if I'm the Eagles. I have 2 young linebackers I can win with. Absolutely. All right, let's go back to the overall here. Now I'm sad.
Is there any other receiver you think could play in this slot there? I know Kyron Lacy's not really a slot receiver, but
I mean, Torrey Horton's interesting. I think I could get him in the 3rd round, though. I really like Jalen Noel, too. Jalen Noel's a guy.
I think we save that for 3rd round.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not saying here. I think this guy's Jalen Noel might be a target, or Torrey Horton might be a target in round 3 if those two are on the board. I think we lean away from it for now and find something else to work with here.
Okay.
I think offensive line could be reasonable. I think Mekhi Becton's only on a 1-year deal, although he's young and they could re-sign him and he's found a home. Eventually, we got to find maybe a long-term answer at right tackle. Whenever Lane Johnson's dealt with some injuries and he's getting a little older, that might be a thing eventually. I think we have plenty of options. Let's get out of the receivers here for a minute and look at some of the overall and just see kind of what fits in. Like a Tyler Booker, Maybe for some offensive.
I don't hate that at all.
For some offensive line depth.
You mentioned Becton might not be there anymore. Yeah.
I don't mind Sebastian Castro as a kind of depth.
Another Iowa. Second, yeah,
it worked the first time, didn't it? I mean, Kevin Winston, I don't think is a bad, because Gardner Johnson, I think he's on a 3-year deal, but I think now you're looking, if you're the Eagles, you're looking at depth, right? And you're looking at, it could be a Tyler Booker, it could be another receiver, it could be, so I've been hung up on slot receivers, but you could take an outside receiver, and the other thing is move Devontae Smith to the inside. If you took a Kyron Lacey here. Or you could go Lacey on the outside, and you could go move Devontae inside. He's moving all over the place all the time anyway, so I don't hate that either.
Okay. Yeah, the Booker one's interesting.
They're so good that they can make depth picks in the second round. That's where we're at here. We made a depth pick in the first round, if we're being honest.
Yeah, we really did,
they're so good.
I kind of like Booker or Winston the most, I think. So I'm kind of between those two players. I do think Booker could be a really good long-term starter at guard for you. But Winston was a first-round talent before he got hurt this year.
Kevin Winston would be fun. You want to go there? Because I think
keep him in Pennsylvania.
Gardner Johnson, I think, is on a 2 or 3-year deal, and he's probably not going to get extended beyond that. Kevin Winston, you give him time to get healthy, you get him reps in there, and that heavy zone defense that Vic Fangio runs, I think it is a good fit. Kevin Winston would be really good.
All right, let's do Kevin Winston Jr. because I think he was kind of a first-round talent before the injury, and unfortunately just been knocked out because of that. But he had a hell of a year the year before. So we'll go Kevin Winston Jr. there. And as NFL Stock Exchange says, low moving cost too. Not a very far trip for Kevin Winston Jr. To go into the Philadelphia Eagles. So go with him there. And our final pick here, Dalton, looking at the board right now.
For as bad as you want to take Drew Aller here, no. But
no, I'm not doing that. I'm not keeping 2 Penn State players in Philadelphia. So
we went Winston. You could think about offensive line depth.
Or Reed Adams isn't that bad.
I think you could still think about some corner depth.
Is there any receiver? You want to see if your guy Jalen Noel is still here?
If Jalen Noel is still there, I'd really think about that. Let's look at the receivers on the board real quick. There he is.
You want to do it?
Sitting there. I really like Jalen Noel. I'm telling you, he's a great route runner in the slot. He's had a great couple of years for Iowa State, especially this season. He's been so good, and he's clutch too. I've told you over and over about Iowa State. Every time they need a big play, it's Jalen Noel. I think he's the guy who's going to pop off at the Senior Bowl. I think his route running and his competitiveness is really going to be an asset to somebody at the Senior Bowl. They're going to see how he plays and just kind of the craftiness he runs his routes with. I think the Eagles need a slot receiver, or they need to take an outside guy so they can move Devontae into the slot a little bit more. But let's take a true slot receiver.
Love it.
Jalen Noel, I'm in on it. They need a third threat outside in the passing game.
Let's do it. Jalen Noel to the Eagles to round out this 3-round mock draft. Taking James Pierce Jr. to the Eagles in the first round, Kevin Winston Jr. to the Eagles in the second round, and then Jalen Noel to the Eagles in the third round. If you want to do your own mock draft, once again, you can find it at the PFF Mock Draft Simulator, available at pff.com. Full 7 rounds with a PFF Plus subscription. So make sure you guys sign up for that. Do a full 7 rounds for your team, every team in the NFL if you want to do as well, trade players and trade picks. But we've got more mock drafts, 3-round mock drafts coming out very, very soon for other divisions in the NFL. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any one of them.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And if you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can get one to see all the premium stats that we talked about here on the show, plus the expert betting and fantasy advice over at subscribe.pff.com. The description is also right below, so if you are not a PFF Plus subscriber, you can become one today.